What is up, everybody? Welcome to Perspective Gaming. I'm your host, Flame078, logging in from the real world to give you perspective, or more specifically, getting perspective. This video series tackles something that's been on my mind, and I spell out my takes, and afterwards we have a discussion in hopes to better understand ourselves. Today's topic, Call of Duty is getting kind of outdated. Let's get to it.
Damn. Yeah.
So this really is going to be my reaction from the private beta of the game that happened this weekend. But with that, I think I want to talk about how I feel about the franchise as a whole. Overall, it's Call of Duty, no big change there, and I'm not saying this because I'm comparing it to the last game. I'm saying this because the last time I touched this franchise was a little over 10 years ago. Nothing has changed. And that's not really a good thing. I mean, on one hand, it's good that the core of Call of Duty has stayed the same throughout the years, but really? 10 years and the game feels exactly the same? Now, I'm not asking for big changes, but no innovation of any kind. But then again, if I really think about it, this franchise is not the one to look for big changes. Call of Duty's big call of fame is essentially that kid from middle school who thought you were cool, liked your shoes, then bought the same shoes but then changed it to a different color, so that way he'll be kind of different. And that's kind of what Call of Duty does, when Titanfall came out with this cool jetpack thing, their next Call of Duty came out with a jetpack thing to, neutralize the competition. It didn't come out with any ideas first, but hey, that's what they do. Now take their war mode for example. It's like a small condensed version of Operations from Battlefield 1. And I basically called it. Battlefield's edition of Operations is World War II's, I think, biggest competitor right now. I played this the most because I thought this was the most fun and innovative game feature that the game offered. And like I mentioned in previous clips, I do like this kind of game style more. And at some points, the game mode did get to Battlefield type levels where players knew what they were doing. You were countering moves from the enemy team, and then you had to think up fast on your feet and play with your squad. It was really fun, and I really enjoyed some of those intense moments from this mode. My only gripe with the mode is that I wish the player cap was kind of risen because it's kind of small, and I feel like it could do a little bit more with what we're given. But overall, it's what I said, it's Call of Duty, and even the new tactical stuff that War Mode provides still doesn't change the fact that core, it's still Call of Duty. Twitch gameplay, arcade shooter, it's still all there. It just now, this War Mode builds upon giving us something new and allows us to kind of change it up a little bit. But everything else from this beta, or at least that I got to touch, was kind of bland. The other stuff was kind of cheesy, like the Division intros, but to me, I find that really hilarious and I found it funny. It made me feel like I was part of a war.
Pay close attention. The sooner we get the introductions out of the way, the sooner we can get to blowing things up. My name is Major James Parks of the Royal British Armoured Division. Our armoured forces have one mission, and one mission only. Engage and destroy the enemy. We specialise in direct combat with opposing armoured forces, strong points, and fighting positions. And we're also frequently called upon to provide for direct fire support for our comrades in the infantry. A weapon that is issued in our branch down to the squad level is the light machine gun. As a member of the armoured division, it will be your duty to clear the way for our brothers in arms. If we don't do our job, then they can't do theirs. We fight for king and country, but most of all, we fight for each other. It is an honor to be armored. Never forget that. Now, let's get started, shall we?
But it made me feel immersed, but the gameplay was just not there for me. I can see though, if I do pick this up, I'm going to end up mindlessly shooting for a couple of hours, then go home. Which is kind of why I left Call of Duty in the first place. Honestly, the only thing that's really keeping me is the setting with World War II. I really enjoy World War II games. And weirdly enough, the campaign. And yes, I know Call of Duty was never known for its outrageous campaign modes, but this is kind of nostalgic for me because my first entry into the franchise was Big Red 1, so it kind of hits home for me in that sense. But other than that, I'm not entirely too sure that I can tell people, hey, you should pick this up. It feels really outdated. I feel like we already played this Call of Duty. Not saying that we need to go back to the future, but I think better decisions could have been made to make this stand out a little bit more. Honestly, overall, it's Call of Duty through and through. If you like this franchise, you like playing COD year to year, you're not getting disappointed with this. It's gonna be Call of Duty, the same thing that we've gotten over the years. As for me, the only thing that really intrigued me was the setting and the possibility of something new. they were talking about these new innovations and like your hub and stuff like that, but I really didn't get to interact with that in the beta, which is kind of weird. So I'm hoping we get to see more of that, but I can't honestly say that I'm going to pick this up just yet. You know, I pre-ordered it, which I'm considering canceling. But overall, you know, don't expect something crazy from this game because it's not gonna happen. And that's it. This has been Getting Perspective. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and check out my other videos. If you like those, hit that subscribe button. If you would like to leave a topic for this video series, leave it down below. What were your thoughts about the beta if you got to play? And if you're about to jump on this weekend, what are you looking forward to into the game? Leave that all down below and let's start a conversation. This is Perspective Gaming. I'm Flame078 logging off for now, and until next time, adios!